This is a story about a beautiful tiny home, an overzealous code enforcement officer, and government retaliation against a resident after she exercised her free speech rights. This is Chasidy Decker. After being priced out of Idaho's real estate market, she bought a tiny home on wheels.
I decided to go tiny for three main reasons: stability, flexibility, and affordability. I always wanted to ensure to have a roof over my head. It was one of the last gifts my grandfather gave me before he passed.
Chasidy found a homeowner in Meridian, a city outside Boise, who would let her park in his backyard for $600 per month, plus utilities. The arrangement seemed like a win-win.
So I pulled in, I believe, May 16th, the first day that I had signed the lease, and got set up, spent the night, went to breakfast the next morning, and when I returned home, code enforcement was just leaving my door.
Shockingly, the code enforcement officer gave her 10 days to move out or face criminal charges and up to $1,000 of fines per day.
I really didn't know what to do. I cried a lot and started to try to figure out other arrangements because the city's telling me I'm, violating some kind of code legally. So therefore, what do? I'm going to have to move.
After the incident, Chasidy talked to a reporter, and Idaho's largest paper wrote about her story. The article led to the city giving Chasidy more time to move out, but it also led to some unexpected consequences.
For using her right to criticize her government, the city retaliated a few days later by writing frivolous citations they usually were not enforcing on other neighbors. Weeks later, Chasidy moved out, but was back to handle some things. The officer confronted her and yelled at her about the story. He also warned her not to sue the city, which he said would be nasty and costly for Chasidy because of the city's powerhouse team of lawyers.
Meridian's arbitrary ban on living in tiny homes on wheels has nothing to do with health or safety, and the city conceded that when they encouraged her to live in it elsewhere.
They, in fact, said that it would be perfectly fine for me to live in my home if I was parked in an RV park. The code enforcement officer even went as far as to say that had I had this lease agreement with the previous homeowners, that I could live in my home as is right now.
The homeowner bought the property because it had RV hookups that he could rent out to someone like Chasidy to help pay his mortgage. Also, all the nearby RV parks have long wait lists.
At a time when so few housing options are available to lower and middle income Americans, zoning ordinances, like Meridian's, shouldn't reduce attractive living options. They shouldn't be making people homeless. IJ is now representing Chasidy in a lawsuit to prevent the city from using its zoning laws to force people out of perfectly good homes, and to prevent the city from punishing people for protected speech.
Cities should be making it a lot more accessible and easy for people to find affordable housing and not make it more difficult, especially in the housing crisis.